I'm good at dying. I would say it's one of my many talents when it comes to playing Minecraft. I can do a little bit of redstone, occasionally I can build some nice looking things, but most importantly, I can die very, very effectively in a number of different ways. Is it a particularly useful talent? No, it probably isn't. In fact, I would say it's more of a hindrance, to be honest with you, but it has given me plenty of information to share with you for this video, so I suppose that's a positive, isn't it? Let's start with number 1, falling for your own trap. You see, when you play on a Minecraft server and you lay lots of traps for people to run into, occasionally it can be difficult to remember where you actually placed those traps. That trap worked out really, really well. Why have I not built one of those recently? I mean, that was brilliant. I should have used one of those on the Hermitcraft server. Anyway, number 2, accidentally picking up actual fireworks instead of just firework rockets when you want to fly with the Elytra. See, I have a bunch of these lying around in junk chests, and normally with the way that I take off, I spam rockets everywhere, and by the time I'm flying, it's too late. However, I think we can all agree that as far as deaths go, it's a fairly glamorous looking one. I mean, look at that. Maybe not. I mean, I clearly had some very low budget fireworks there. There wasn't even a burst. Accidentally throwing your awesome sword at a zombie and then having him attack you with it. This could be a bad situation. I don't know why they put Q next to W, okay? Because that's guaranteed. I mean, I don't think it's actually the key's fault now that I think about it. I think it's more to do with the controls of Minecraft, to be honest with you, than the actual Q key itself. I don't think the Q key has anything to do with it. But still, I should definitely rebind that. Anyway, moving on. Having your strategically placed zombie attack some villagers, turning them into zombie villagers so that you can cure them up to get cheaper trades, and then realizing that you don't actually have a golden apple, leaving to get one, then having them despawn and killing yourself out of frustration. I mean, seriously, look, I lost looting 3 and infinity from this exact thing, and it still hurts me. Trying to build TNT farms and farming yourself. You know, these TNT based farms, they're certainly not easy things to build. There's plenty of moving parts, loads of timing involved, and I mean, there's a fairly high possibility when you're constructing these that you are going to explode yourself, and you have to understand before you build it that is likely to happen and just kind of accept it. Also, once it's constructed, there's also a fairly high chance that at some point you will fall into this area here and also explode. Basically, there's certain death. Don't build them. Except you totally should, because they're the best things ever. I mean, TNT-based farms are literally my favourite things to build. This is one that I'm definitely guilty of. Trying to fly through gaps that you definitely shouldn't with the Elytra. Now, I am going to do this. I can feel it in my bones. Where's the gap gone? I've lost the gap. Alright, not my finest start, but here we go. Oh no, that's not gone well. Alright, take 2. In. He's hit the tree. He's hit the tree. How's he done that? He hasn't even made it to the hole. I actually think that counts as an extra dumb way to die. Crashing into something on the way to going through a gap that is far too small for you to go through. So I've done quite a few secret entrance videos, and some of my favourite secret entrances are underneath lava because they're really easy to hide and they work generally quite well. The only issue is say for example, you haven't been there for a while, you kind of forget where you've put your secret entrance, and no, that's not the right spot, is it? I haven't gone through to my base at all. I've just got very hot legs. Now, scaffolding is a cool block, but there are a handful of flaws. For example, if you're not particularly intelligent like me and you decide, I need to do some scaffolding for a build without really noticing that there's a lava pool next to it. You see, although I think it goes without saying that scaffolding is, in fact, a flammable block, sometimes it's easy to forget those things, and that would end up being a fairly embarrassing death. Not quite as embarrassing as this, though. Look, okay, that was so fast! I didn't even have a chance to get my words out. What I was trying to say was, there's nothing more embarrassing than being killed by a slime. As soon as that message comes up in the chat, if there's anyone else on the server with you, you're going to be taking the mick out of for days. Now, how did I get killed so quickly the last time? That was like in milliseconds. I think last time I must have just got the hulk of slimes. That was totally ridiculous. Not putting the corner blocks on your AFK platform. This is a mistake that I've made once, and I've only made it once because I lost all of my items from it. You see, phantoms can see you through blocks. They will attack you even if you're encased, and if you don't place the corner blocks in, then they can actually cause you damage. And if you AFK overnight, then you're definitely going to die. And actually, in a similar vein to this one, ever since that event occurred, I also put all of my items in that chest down there just to be safe, but that has led to a few occasions where I've launched myself off the edge without putting my Elytra on. Obviously not this time because I'm a professional. That is the strangest sound ever. Holding shift when falling onto a slime block. It's fairly common to use a slime block for break falls, and the best way to do it is by holding the space bar. That way you don't take any damage. However, sometimes my brain's wires can get twisted and I end up holding shift. And that's not going to end well. Not at all. Does anyone actually know why that's a thing? Like, why is it that shift causes you to die? I will tell you one thing, though. The way that I personally hold shift might cause you guys to die. You see, it's a well-known fact about me, but in case you didn't realise, I hold shift with my thumb, okay? I hold shift with my thumb, and people hate the way that it looks. I've posted pictures of it on Twitter, but also, I mean, I wish I could hold it in a different way, because it is uncomfortable. After a lot of Minecraft playing, my thumb does begin to hurt, where it's folded underneath my hand, and more importantly, occasionally, I lose pressure and can fall off the edge of things. It really is a curse, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what's caused it. What made me think that that was the right way to press shift? I don't know. Zooming right in your field of view to get a nice looking screenshot, getting those nice cinematic angles, and then being attacked and... Oh my goodness, it's so difficult to play on such a tight field of view. Does anyone actually play like this? I did manage to pull it off though. I actually managed to pull it off, but now there's 2 more coming. This next one is kind of dedicated to a special someone. Going into a redstone person's base and just flicking all their levers. You know, doing the whole lot. Going to town on them. Now, this might not directly kill you, okay? You know, in fact, it's very unlikely that doing this will kill you directly. But the person who owns the levers, they will come along and probably kill you themselves. Maybe in person too. Mining at full sprint in the nether. Sometimes it pays off, okay? And sometimes you can do well and not die. But sometimes things like that happen, and it all happens very fast. I actually survived for way less time than I was expecting there. I thought I would actually have a good run, but no, that shows how dangerous it is. This is one that I recently experienced on the Hermitcraft server. I had a zombie that I really needed to transport over the ocean, and the only way that I could really think to do it is by transporting him via boat. The only issue is of course, the zombie in the back of the boat will constantly attack you until you die. Funnily enough, the only way of getting around this is actually by using a weakness potion. If you give the zombie a weakness potion, then they won't kill you. And that might just be the most specific life hack I've ever given. I mean, how many of you guys have actually transported a zombie by boat? Let me know down in the comment section. Name a worse feeling in your life. Name a worse feeling than flying out over a lava lake and then suddenly dropping out the sky. I mean, it just... There's nothing worse, because there's that moment of panic where you're like, oh, what's happened? Something's gone wrong with the game. And then you realise, it's been a while since I've checked my elytra durability. Yeah, I probably should have done that before I jumped off the edge. In fact, actually, I think I've thought of a worse feeling. I've thought of a worse feeling. And that is the total feeling of disorientation if you activate this button. Oh my goodness. Who plays like this? Which one of you psychopaths plays like this? It makes zero sense. Left and right is the same. Why would it be opposites? This is making me feel ill. Now, this one's a bit of a given, but it is easily done. Don't, whatever you do, punch an iron golem near a village, because... Well, they're meant to be ridiculously strong. What's going on here? I've got the... You are the most useless iron golem I've ever seen in my life. What are you doing, mate? No, you're not even close. Come on. Alright, clearly I was wrong. Maybe you should be punching iron golems. They deserve it. They're terrible bodyguards. They need training. Oh, that's embarrassing. Ah, yeah, that... Oh, that's much more like it. I take it back, Iron Golem. Moving swiftly on. Very swiftly on. Please move on from that. Don't take the mick out of me. Forgetting that Sweeping Edge could cause some serious issues for you when it comes to zombie pigmen. I got killed by the magma cube. I didn't even get a chance to show off the thing that I was trying to explain. What I was trying to say was that when you're using Sweeping Edge, you have to be careful not to hit everything around the thing that you're Sweeping Edge in, because that could lead to some serious issues. But actually, I would say that just being killed by a magma cube in general while trying to demonstrate something else is probably another dumb way to die. I'm a bit of an old school Minecrafter, and I remember the days when we used to build things underwater. We would bring torches with us to create air spaces so that we could breathe again. The only issue is that now, as of Minecraft 1.14, that no longer works. And if you go down to the bottom of the ocean and you expect it to work and then it doesn't, it's going to be a bad time. Calling the server owner something rude. Sometimes you can't help yourself, can you? You just have to get something off your chest and just fire it off in the chat. But don't expect it to go down well. Okay, if you put something like that in the chat, you have to expect that you're just going to spontaneously combust at some point. Throwing snowballs in the nether. Now I know what you're thinking, why on earth would you do something like that? But it's actually because snowballs are one of the best attacks against Blaze. The only problem is that they also have quite a decent range, and yeah, I mean, if you miss, you can run into some serious problems, and snowballs definitely don't work very well against zombie pigmen. That's for sure, they're so strong. I'd actually forgotten how strong they were. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I'll tell you what, there is one thing that's slightly more ridiculous, I would say, and that's me. I mean, I have a bit of a confession to make, okay? My last dumb way to die is kind of my own doing. You see, recently I made a video called 25 Tips for Minecraft You Might Not Know, and in it, I said that if you fly hard enough at a wall, you will go straight through it. I lied. I totally made it up. That was editing magic. I made a cut as I went through the wall, and then I went over the wall and then shot off. You would totally die if you went into that wall. Don't try that, alright? And if you got caught out by it, I hate to say it, but that is definitely a dumb way to die. So there we have it, ladies and gents. That rounds up today's video. I really do hope that you've enjoyed it. This one's been a ton of fun to make. Let me know down in the comment section if there's any other dumb ways to die that you think of. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. You know, I gotta say, when I released that video, I actually did feel a little bit bad, because I thought it was going to look a lot less legit than it actually did. But then when I put it into the edit and actually cut it together, it looks believable. It looks like I just went straight through that wall. So I'm sure there are actually some people out there who have died because of that, and I do apologize. One.